go.
What's going on, New Gaming Order? Me and Nelson doing the tag team, just like you see with this little overlay here. We back like something. You know what it is.
We're back like the X-Men, yo. Reunited.
What the heck?
Reunited.
I don't wear no yellow and pink tights.
Yo, I wear the yellow and what was it? The yellow and brown tights, the old Wolverine tights.
Oh, you be wearing them tights by yourself.
Yo, tights.
But we are back like Juggernaut Mitches, Alex Lexus, Nelson Del Rio, aka Mugen Ketsuke, New Gaming Order CEOs, coming at you with our how many of these have we done? We've been real consistent with these.
We did almost more than 15 of these.
Okay, so after every pay-per-view provided by the illustrious WWE, you can always expect a reaction, result, and response from the New Gaming Order. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, this pay-per-view overall, there were some interesting moments, but I overall felt that it kind of had a rocky start.
Yeah, yes, it did.
It kind of took some time to get into gear, but looking at this elimination style, tornado style match, that was the Elimination Chamber match for the tag team,
and it's the first ever, mind you.
First in history, but it's also marred by its flaws, because considering the tag teams that you see in here, the Ascension was going in. Oh man, that modified Fall of Man, it looked like they have two versions of it. But Connor and his partner, it just, I don't know. I expected a lot more because of the talent that was in there. You had Lucha Dragons, you had the Ascension, you had Matadores. A lot of high flying, fast pace. I expected more. There were some high moments in that, especially when they were climbing up on the cell or the chamber and falling off and doing like Vega.
I think that was heavily botched, by the way.
Yeah. I don't think that they had time to properly rehearse it because it looked like they were like, hey, I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to get hurt. So, overall, I once Nelson gets his chance to talk on it, because he'll go into the results. But WWE, you guys need to fix this 3-on-2 thing because that's bullshit. This is not Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom where you have Alpha and Beta Assist bringing people in there. It's just nonsense. It's almost like the J&J Security with Seth Rollins. It just does not make sense how they have that set up, for one.
But it was in result because of that. I'll just jump right into it.
Yeah.
Reason being why we had all three members of the New Day is because they did something of the previous, I think, Raw or SmackDown. They helped out the Authority, and as a reward, they allowed all three members to compete in this match as one unified tag team. I felt like it was kind of cheap in a sense because, all honesty, not Crime Time.
What was that, a Primetime Players?
Yeah, Primetime Players are actually doing well.
Yeah, I think they were supposed to win the match. That's the funny thing with the reality era that we're in. When they get wind that, the audience knows what we're gonna do, Swerve, and the Primetime Players right now is, I think, the tag team that should have the titles. Lucha Dragons is still too soon for them, but hell, with the Ascension, I don't think they should have been eliminated as soon as they did. They had their Bray Wyatt moment, like the Royal Rumble, where they were cleaning house, taking care of business. I was like, hey, the Ascension looked like they got a chance. There was this momentum going back and forth, and
it was pretty bad. I honestly can say, my favorite going into this match was Cesaro and Tyson Kidd because they've been performing very well and very consistently as a tag team. Mm-hmm. I've seen some shit where fucking Cesaro ran up to the top turnbuckle and a European uppercutted the little Lucha Dragon guy. I was like, yo, he's fucking crazy.
Yeah. What about that drop kick, the standing drop kick where was that Big E that was up on the top rope?
Nah,
or was that
someone else. I believe it was.
It's late. You know what? That's the one
It
thing.
was somebody, but he did drop kick someone at a very high elevated feat. He's a very unique kind of wrestler, Cesaro, and he can shock the world. He can lift people up like twice his size. Dude can jump massively high. He's a powerhouse too.
Edgy Scope says it was Woods that got the receiving end of that drop kick, and yes, they are trolling us. You know, it's just something where when we think something's gonna happen, back in the day we would know, and now they're just like, you know, we got you, you know. So, but Nelson, continue.
Yeah, but it was just something that I wish that they had won. They really do deserve like the titles back because they won the crowd over. They shown
they were supposed to be heels.
Yeah,
and same thing like what happened with Stone Cold. He was supposed to be the heel, but the audience just gravitated to them.
Yeah, and then let's see who else was a part of this match. The Los Matadores, they were in this match very temporarily, and they got.
And why did they have the little bull jump like getting into the
El
match?
Torito?
Yeah, like
yo, he was a part of the match too.
Why did Cesaro throw him into one of his partners into the glass? That was like messed up.
That shit was crazy. But
yeah, he jumped off the pod and Cesaro grabbed him. He's like, Mitch.
They got eliminated first, I believe, and then soon after, I believe it was the Ascension. I think.
No, the
Lucha Dragons. I think the Lucha Dragons, then the Ascension, then the Cesaro people, then Primetime Players, and then...
Now, you see, when I wasn't expecting the Primetime Players to be, like, you know, going against the New Day and doing as well as they did, you know? But I was still kind of mad at how Cesaro and Kid got eliminated because it was that same ripping feeling that we got when Daniel Bryan got eliminated from the Royal Rumble, you know, and it was just like, damn, you know, what the hell? Like, it was just a cheap roll up. Like, come on.
It was a cheap roll up, but then again, Primetime Players was coming into this match with a lot of hype behind them. Like a lot of hype. Because remember the time when they was all running down the ring and then the Primetime Players got announced as the 5th and final team and they was bodying everybody?
Yep.
That was the main reason why. But it was a okay match. It's just, it would have been better if the tag champs actually lost and didn't cheat with 3 people. I kind of felt like that was overwhelming.
My thing is, when did they change the rules? I get the story and whatnot,
they didn't change the rules. It was the simple fact because of them being butt huggers to the Authority. They got granted that. If it wasn't
now you see, how come they didn't allow the Shield to do that or a 3-man band to do that? You know what I mean?
It
like,
wasn't siding with the Authority.
It
was no Authority coexisting during those times.
Yeah, I think that angle is getting a bit lame. And, you know, I think that what they're trying to do is milk this whole discrepancy with who within the New Day are the real champions. And just, hey, one needs to fit that freaking, what's that, backup dancer role or Paul Heyman role and be like that mouthpiece on the outside. And this is just corny. I believe that the Primetime Players were going to win. And... you know, Titus O'Neil, power-wise, was able to keep up with Big E. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's actually throwing him around. I'm like, oh shit, we got somebody that can actually, you know, story-wise and in-ring, you know, show that, hey, Big E is not the top guy in that group. But you know, now it's just getting old. It's just, I feel like we're getting trolled. Like Edgy Scopes said in the chat, you know, it's just. Oh, I think they know we want them to lose, and they're trying to keep us watching for them to lose. Just like Mayweather, like a lot of people watch him just to see him get his mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, but I'm not gonna drag that on. So if anything, you know, Nelson, like with the conclusion and how that BS fiasco went, and then we can.
There's really nothing more to say. I think they honestly just need to pay attention to what the crowd actually wants and give people a fair fight, not just keep going on with this bullshit ass idea.
Yeah, 3-on-2 nonsense. Yeah. That's the only reason why the New Day retained. You know, because
Yeah.
Titus O'Neil just like when he got what was it? Young got pinned and they just all jumped on him. Like, come on, man. You know that is garbage. But with that, WWE cleaned that up. I mean, the match did do something where it showed that this tag team division is strong.
Yes.
It's still strong. So just stop this New Day nonsense. They need something new in the tag team division, and it's not a New Day. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So
definitely
with that,
not. I believe. See, like again, I'm not gonna. If I can't get these things in order, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm trying the best I can. I believe the next match was John Cena versus Kevin Owens.
no, I thought it was the Divas match.
No, that was after, I think.
Oh, okay. Now with this match, I'm a bit on the fence with it because my thing is there's a lot of, how can I say, I'm not a defender of Cena. I'm a defender of a person. Let's say you take Cena out of the equation and put somebody else in who's in the same position, who's trying to win the crowd over, but people keep shitting on him or whatnot. And okay, he's not the champion anymore. Okay, fine. He's not the WWE World Heavyweight Champion anymore. Okay, fine. WWE responded like, okay, we'll pull him out of the title scene. Okay, picked up the U.S. title, and it's still like, okay, got it. We know John Cena's stiff in the ring. We know, and he admits it. And he one thing that I credit John Cena, he puts his flaws out there. He's like, hey, this is what I can and can't do. Stone Cold even called him out on it. So for somebody who can like respectably say, hey, these are my limitations, why are people fucking with him? You know what I mean? That's just somebody who is going out there and just trying to do the best he can. Okay? Now, he's in the twilight of his career. We know it's gonna, but it's almost as if they want Cena's head on a platter somewhere. And it's like, gosh, what the hell is wrong with people these days? You know? As far as that, Kevin Owens, phenomenal performer. Wow. And for people like me who are just somewhat getting introduced to him because I haven't seen on the WWE Network what he has to offer as far as NXT, man, this guy is good. You know, his character is like, oh man, he's gonna make you want to hate his ass. You know what I mean? That means he's doing his job. But that pop-up power bomb, wow. And that freaking suplex, that fall-away suplex modification he did on Cena, wow, that was just impressive. I loved it. The one thing with the match, though, how is it that you had Super Cena, like, really defeat the odds against Rusev, but then get bodied by Owens? You see what I'm saying? Like, WWE, the way that they do the booking with their matches, show some sort of continuum. Like, Cena is supposed to come in as that strong, like, character, you know what I mean? And then you got Owens, and I called it. I don't know how many podcasts ago I called it. I was like, the day Cena gets decked real good, clean, no interference, is going to be an NXT guy. And lo and behold, here it happened. And I think that was the right thing to do, just like Wade Barrett did for Neville. Cena and Cena at his level, what he's achieved, he did it for Owens. You know, so I respect Cena for that, but I respect Owens' in-ring ability, and he came away with the win. He carried that match. I mean, we know he's a much better wrestler, performer than Cena is, and it showed. It definitely showed. But I'm just saying, let's just be fair to Cena, knowing that, hey, the guy said, hey, I'm not that type of in-ring performer, but I'll give you the best that I can. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, I kind of sympathize for him because we have some naysayers on this podcast. It's like, hey, we're doing the best we can. Give us a break. You know, we're not having the same resources as other people, but just recognize that Cena is working hard. You know what I mean? So that's just my thing, and I'm gonna give Nelson the floor.
Okay. Well, I would say I have a lot, but I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible. I was glad.
Alright, go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to chew. I'm glad that Kevin Owens did what he did and beat John Cena. Reason being is because John Cena needs to be put down for one time. Okay, good. Now I'm done. He needs to be put down for one time and show the crowd that he's not this unstoppable force that can keep getting back up, keep getting.
But
back
Rusev,
up, keep getting back up.
Rusev decked him though in their trilogy. You know, he took care of him real good in that first match. You know, so
he did. But then again, you have to storyline wise, John Cena underestimated Kevin Owens and tried to punk him out. But then it backfired.
Nelson,
on him.
I disagree with you. Owens came out with his disrespect. He was the one coming out with
okay,
punky,
no.
You know
See,
I mean? Like,
but if you watch that whole thing, because I saw the promo like 15 times already. If he came out, he was like, okay, you know, you're giving me respect and stuff like that, and then you know whatever, and then he was like, oh, let me give you a little bit of veteran advice, blah blah blah, and then he tried to like push him like, oh, you just got here, you didn't do shit, whatever. And then Owens had to put him in check. He's like, look, I've been doing this longer than you. Been doing this shit for 15 plus years. And I've been doing this. Like, Cena didn't know literally squat about the guy. So, like...
But if you think about it, though, that when he made those comments, like, I've been doing this longer than you, so on and so forth, that... Yes, that's great for him, but also can sound bad for him because it's like, how come you've been doing it so long and you're just getting to the big league? You know what I'm saying? That he has to be careful.
There's a lot of reasons.
Hey, I know he went all over the place and doing his thing and whatnot. We know Vince is big on muscles, like, and all that other stuff. So yeah, Cena got the opportunity, but at the same right too, be humble about yours. You know what I mean? Because part of me is like, I don't think that's a character. That's probably him. You know what I mean? I just never got along with people like that. Like if that's his character, because it's just like, okay, I've been doing this and da. All right, hey. What you got to show for it? You're just getting here. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I do agree with. Like, yeah, you're getting here. Hey, pay your dues. Do whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just, there's a thing of with humility. Me and Shimwar agree on this 100%. Be humble about yours. You may be the shit, but don't act like an asshole about it.
Yeah,
you know
but Triple H was the help of his push, and that's the
of
reason
course.
why he's gotten to this point. Because if you haven't heard already, Triple H is very big on the indie / Ring of Honor wrestling, and he tries to make NXT into something of a similarity. And that's why he has, you know, gotten Neville, he got the Ascension, he got the fucking Finn Balor, he got this guy, Sami Zayn, like, there's a lot of potential out there, but again, people needs to start seeing non-boring matches of, oh, you know, regular slug here, let me just do my same two signatures, blah, 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 blah. Not just talking about in Cena's defense, I'm talking about, like, every wrestler. Like, it gets boring. That's why I'm glad that they started slowly incorporating NXT, like Neville, and if this is true now, Kevin Owens is on the main roster, that would be a fucking shock. Like, that would shock the world right now.
Yeah, things are going to get very interesting.
Because he's supposed to fight Samoa Joe still, and Finn Balor, because Finn Balor is the #1 contender on NXT to fight.
He's gonna end up dropping the title. He's gonna have to drop the title to be full-time main roster. You know what I'm saying? So that's if that's what Edgy Scope is saying is true. You know that's you know how you gonna be NXT champion and on main roster. It's not gonna work, you know. So
yeah, it wouldn't work. But again, the match could have been better if Cena was actually inputting more work. I do like matches. Like, we'll talk about that one later when it comes up of the main event, because that actually was like better. But if John Cena was to perform as he did back when he first came into the WWE, the match would have been way better. That's because John Cena actually put the effort to do more moves. But as he started to get older, he started to become like this god in wrestling because of his physique. He started to get way too big, and
too
his
tight.
His size couldn't compensate of him moving around too much, and it limited him, and that's why he had to come up with a different finisher.
Yeah,
a whole bunch of shit. So
now you know what, you made a good point. He's getting older. Like, hell, I can attest to this. There's a lot of things where, like, my martial arts skills, my wrestling skills, kickboxing, I can't do some of that same stuff anymore. I'm in my mid-30s, suffered a lot of injuries military-wise, competing, and so on and so forth. So it's just like, let's be real. Those of us who've been in the ring, fought people. I had people trying to kick my ass when I was kickboxing, you know what I mean? And the man that I am now, trying to do the same stuff I was doing when I was 24, it's just not gonna happen. You know, it's just some people get better at age. Look at Undertaker. Like his character evolved and got better with time. He's a rare case. You know, but like even with Brock's character evolved, became more vicious, more like effective. You know, so some people get better with age, and I guess some, and the majority of folks in the world, they just slow down a bit. You know, is that something where folks can say, hey, you know what, this is what's happening to the man? Or are people going to still be assholes and be indifferent and say, hey, fuck this guy? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because what I'm saying is, like, somebody can say, hey, you know what, they don't know what it is to be a wrestler or be a performer. You know what I mean? We don't know what's happening. Some people take the ladder and say, hey, I'm going to walk away from this. You know? But I'm just saying, I'm trying to empathize with the guy. Or not just him, or anybody who's in that position. It's like, just try to see it from that person's perspective.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, I'm not taking away his work ethic, because his work ethic is ridiculous. Like, he's a very hard-working man when it comes to promotions, doing extra side shit for the WWE and stuff like that. I respect the man for that, but what I don't respect for is that he's still trying to pursue on as if he's a legitimized wrestler, despite the fact that he named his flaws and what he can and cannot do during several podcasts with Jericho and stuff like that. It's just, you have to know, like, you're, like, literally, just like your theme song, like, your time is up. Like, John Cena, your time is up. You need to sit back and do what most of these other wrestlers are and be a trainer. Just help the younger talent get brought up. You don't have to leave. You don't have to be non-existent, but you need to know when it's time for you to step down, because come on, we already know you're very injury prone. You got injured several times in the same exact body part, and you're trying to carry on like you're super, like you can't. It's done. Rusev fucking crippled you, and then before that it was Randy Orton. Before that was Kane. Before that was Brock Lesnar. Like, there's so many wrestlers that hurt you. You need to stop. Same thing with Triple H. Triple H thought he could keep coming back.
But Triple H knew when to walk.
Yeah.
He knew when to walk.
And but then again, he had an easy way in, if you know what I mean. But
no comment.
He had an easy way in.
You know, another person that needs to walk is Big Show. What are they gonna do with him? You know what I mean? Like,
legitimately, he can't wrestle no one on the roster. Legitimately, he just can't.
Yeah, well.
But they're keeping him around because he's one of the old school wrestlers, and he still needs.
He's the reminder of Andre.
Yeah, he needs to still put that big guy theme in wrestling, because there's really no other big guy right now except for Big Cass, which is in NXT, but he looks like a souped up Test.
You
know
what? I think that the thing is, just like in Street Fighter, you always have to have that big guy, the grappler guy, and then Big Show is the old one that's still hanging around. That, you know, when somebody more fitting comes, a younger guy, he probably go to NXT or replace Phil DeMont or whatever and do something else.
Yeah, because Bill DeMott is still a trainer to this day.
I thought he got fired though.
No, he's still a trainer to this
What
day.
was it about, like, you know, that's for
that's a whole nother thing, but he's still training.
But with that, freaking Owens got the win, and me and Shin were making a joke over the John Cena song. It's like, John Owens fights. He should take his theme song or hijack it or something. But I'm just saying, he did phenomenal performance from Owens, and Cena just trying to keep up. You can see that in that performance. Fitting win. So with that, we're gonna move on to the next match.
Yeah, the next. Well, actually, Edgy Scopes kind of corrected me. The Divas match was before the Cena fight.
I knew it, Nelson.
So,
I knew it.
I'm tired. I admit to my fault.
I know.
So right now we're gonna talk about Paige versus Naomi versus Nikki Bella for the Women's Championship.
Now, New Gaming Order. I'm gonna just go on record. I'm pretty sure Nelson and I are gonna disagree on this one. And I say this match for a Divas match, or a Divas title match, that honestly, I thought it was decent. I thought it was decent. I thought it was a solid performance from Naomi, Paige, and well, I wouldn't say Bella. I would say Paige and Naomi, because something. Again, I don't want to fall into what is this, contradiction, but Nikki Bella, to me, it can be outperformed by Paige and Naomi. Naomi, honestly, on the roster, for what she can do athletically, she's the best right now. You know, so I wonder why they went with the decision at the end. I'm gonna let Nelson cover the conclusion, but I say that this was one of the better Divas matches I've seen in a while. You know, there was a lot of action going on. Paige was going in, you know, but again, it's just, I want more matches like this at this caliber to, help legitimize the, Divas division, because Nelson and I were discussing watching the pay-per-view. It was like, they got to bring up more of the NXT females to main roster. You know what I mean? They're waiting too long. They're waiting too long. I don't know if this has something to do with the writers not knowing what to do with them, and having the Divas only having X amount of matches or whatnot. Hell, on Raw, they should at least have 2 Divas matches. One in the first hour, another in the second hour, and then let the third hour be for whatever. You know what I mean? They're just not getting enough grind time. You know what I mean? So in my motorcycle world, it's seat time. That's when you get on your bike. Your bike. The more you're on that thing, the better you are at controlling it and getting into that mindset of owning your craft. I can't even say with the Ascension. The Ascension was on this momentum, and then all of a sudden their mic skills faltered and so on and so forth. So guess what they did? They pulled them out of the limelight. But Roman Reigns had the same issue. But with Reigns, they kept him into that fire. They kept him in there. They kept him grinding until he somewhat improved. How are people going to get better if they don't get the time, get the exposure? And that's what the Divas division needs. This match, to me, I enjoyed it. I didn't like the ending, but Naomi and Paige made the match for me. So that's all I got. Nelson, what are your thoughts?
Okay.
AJ is gone. Okay, Edgy? Gone. That's it. Over.
Paige and Naomi were the only 2 Go female wrestlers in this match. Nikki Bella is still very underdeveloped. She needs to better perform. In my opinion, they have her with the title because she looks a certain appeal to the fans and to the upcoming divas that are getting trained at the moment. They look up to like she's like that John Cena role model of the women's division. And don't get me wrong, like Nikki.
Are you serious? Like Nikki doesn't really. Paige to me is a much better performer.
No, performer, yes, but Nikki Bella has, like I said, she has the physical appearance that
she has the look.
craves. Yeah, she has the look.
Yeah,
she has the look, and they just feel like Nikki Bella deserves her time because she's been in the Divas division for some time now, way longer than Paige.
She had the title since November, since Survivor Series.
Yeah, she did.
We need another title holder.
I honestly think that either Paige or Naomi should have won the match tonight. That's just my opinion. But again, they kept it because again, it's just she has the look factor, and they want to keep her as the champion for just a little bit longer because she went from heel, and now she's a face with her sister. And
that was by accident too.
Yeah, it was accidental because AJ left. Yeah. So
and again, Naomi somehow turned heel when she started attacking.
Yeah, one has to replace the other, and that's why Tamina came back for a short time period. But I don't know. I think Nikki Bella is not a good Divas competitor right now. She needs to still train. Like I would rather have Natalya or
yeah, Natalya, the daughter of the great Jim Neidhart. Like, what the hell? I mean, if anything, I know she's probably the best tactician.
She's way overdue for a fucking title match, man. She needs a title shot, in my opinion.
But there must be a reason why she's not actively competing.
It's probably because the whole tag team thing. She has to perform her manager duties and whatever.
But I think that Paige already had a title reign, and I think she had multiple and significant ones. So give Naomi a chance. Give Naomi a chance.
Naomi definitely deserves a title shot because she's very athletic, and she's basically shown that she's married to one of the Uso brothers, and they train every day like crazy. But getting to another point, the NXT division with the women's division, on the other hand, holy shit, they can fucking wrestle. Like, holy shit. You have, let's see, I'm gonna try to name some of them. Again, I'm very tired. Okay, you have this one girl. She's the champion right now. They call her the Boss. I can't really remember her name. If Edgy, you can probably help me out here. She's like ridiculous. And then you have this other girl that's my God, man, this is not.
I gotta get on NXT, man.
This is not good. Hold on, let me pull up the roster sheet because I am gonna start like fucking forgetting, and I don't want to do that. Just
I got
give me a second.
Ew, somebody copied off of me. Haha. All right, cool.
Is this like not loading the web page? Oh, come on, WWE. I don't need this right now.
Don't sweat it, Nelson. It's all gravy.
Okay, here we go. We have Alexa Bliss, Mad Hot Diva. She could wrestle right now. We also have.
Oh, Edgy. I was saying Flair's daughter needed to be picked up, and then her debut match, they had her just jobbing to one of the main roster divas. I mean, hell, just on the I wouldn't
you
say
have Charlotte. She's a really good fucking wrestler. You have Dana Brooke, which is the diva that just got brought in. She's like the new modern age Beth Phoenix.
Interesting. So another powerhouse up in there.
You have Emma, which was the clown goof, which is now actually taking a more serious role. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm
Summer Rae does not count anymore.
Damn. So talk about how people get their momentum and, you know. But for the sake of time, you know, we could move on to the next match once you're done with pulling your...
Yeah, I'm just trying to like fucking... Because they have them by their real name. They don't...
Now, you know what? Edgy Scopes made a great point. NXT is more free reign with their moveset. You know what I mean? Or what the... as Stephanie McMahon refers to them, superstars are allowed to do. You know, you already see that they changed Seth Rollins' finisher from the curb stomp to the pedigree. You know, and for a short time he had this other move. I forget what that was, but
okay, I got it now. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Okay. You also have Bailey. She's a really good crowd pleaser. She's like a fun little kid that they got. Becky Lynch. OD. She is Irish. She could fucking wrestle, dude. She went to Japan, mad young age. She knows how to fight, dude. JoJo's not a fucking wrestler. Sasha Banks, that's who the champion is. Sasha Banks? What? Yo, she's mad ratchet, but she could fight.
Damn, Nelson. Like the tool.
Yeah, she mad ratchet, but she could fight, bro. Okay.
So it's just the potential now. Like, okay, you keep Nikki Bella with the title, and you got all this potential, and that's why we went into that little, you know, tangent. Like WWE, like we need more in-ring performers that can wow the crowd, like the Adrian Nevilles and the freaking now, you know, on main roster Owens. You know, we got to get back to that. You know, with all this selling stories and all that in that business that they feel that they really need to push. That's one thing, but come on, WWE, we need more in-ring entertainment, not just...
Yeah, the next match card is the Neville versus Bo Dallas.
This match, I kind of was in and out of it. I don't know why. Yeah, you could have switched... with the pre pay per view show. I don't know. It just. I don't know. Like I think Bo Dallas needs to change his gimmick. That whole Bo Leave thing is getting kind of. He's become a joke character now. Adrian Neville, yes, I'm glad he had a main match. And I'm glad he. Remember when he first debuted? He was losing all his matches, and they had that little engine that could angle with him. You know what I mean? I'm glad he's getting legitimate wins and busting ass and taking names. Adrian Neville was Adrian Neville, wowing us, gravity-defying flips and all that. I mean, I'm glad he's recovering from. I hope it's kayfabe injury, but he didn't seem to be slowed down by his knee injury. So, but Bo Dallas is just, I don't know. He just didn't do it for me. I'm not gonna draw this one out, but I'm glad Adrian Neville won. But. Bo Dallas, I don't think was the opponent. I would like to see in the future when like you had the Randy Orton and John Cena at the top of Raw and SmackDown. I want to see Neville and Owens going at it for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a couple of years. Because at least we know it's gonna be some badass Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan craziness going on in that ring, but. Bo Dallas, I don't know. I think they could have got him another opponent. Nelson, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this match was what it was. It was like a regular match. It was just a little grudge match because this was the person that Neville had beaten at the time.
Yes, a filler match. That's right, Edgy Scopes. Sorry about that, Nelson. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it was just basically wasting time. But Neville was gonna win the match because he has the more pop. Excuse me, with the crowd. And Bo Dallas is barely used in any matches as of late. He's been like that evil kind of troll-ass wrestler in the WWE. But I did hear, like, from NXT and his previous wrestling experience, Bo Dallas can go, but WWE is not letting him go. Like, he can fight, like, he can wrestle. But they're not turning on the switch with him. I don't know why.
What is going... Is it Vince that's doing this?
No clue. I honestly don't know.
Okay, now, Edgy Scopes, if Bo Dallas was injured, why is he messing around? I know that Bray Wyatt, his older brother, was injured after the WrestleMania. He had this thing with Ryback, had the win, and then now he disappeared again. At least he's healing up. Bo Dallas doesn't have to be in the ring if he's hurt, Come into the ring.
Yo, why his eyes look like that, yo?
Please. Oh my goodness.
No, did you see Seth Rollins' face when he won the title back?
Oh yeah.
With the cross-eyed thing. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can show this to you.
No, we'll show that towards the end because
his eyes are mad.
Yeah, look like Chris G.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it from the computer version and not my phone because I don't want it to be distorted. But go ahead.
So yeah, that's all I gotta say on that thingy. If he's injured, he shouldn't be in the ring. Don't pull a I'm whining Phil Brooks, CM Punk. Yeah, they made me wrestle. No, hey, if you fucked up, don't go out there. And stop being a bitch and fucking blaming other people. At the end of the day, even in the military, if I'm hurt, hey, look, I go to the doctor, get my documentation. Hey, I can't perform physical duties. You know what I mean? Protect yourself. Don't go out there and making shit worse. Look what happened to Darren Bryant. You know what I mean? Like, he came back before he was ready, and now look. Indefinitely, he'll be out. If he even comes back. You know what I mean? Protect thyself. End of story. Nelson.
Okay, but yeah, I honestly don't have nothing else to say because this was like a semi-filler match. Neville did his job. He performed, as always. Did his thing. Now we're going to talk about the Intercontinental Championship match between King
Barrett.
King Barrett, Sheamus, R-Truth. Oh, fucking Christ. Ziggler, Mark Henry, which took in replace of Rusev, and the big guy. So
now, to start this off, Rusev was injured. broke his foot prior to the event. So, as much as I don't like Rusev's character, but the person portraying him, speedy recovery. So Mark Henry was a stand-in for this match. Now, this match was okay. It has high and low moments, but when it started off slow, and even when everybody was out of their pods, it was just like, okay, turn it up, let's go, pick up the pace, But towards the end, there were some interesting eliminations and an interesting conclusion to this match, and I even had a reaction. I'm like, oh shit, like, really? Okay. I said that it started off slow, but a big payoff at the end. You know what I mean? And Daniel Bryan presenting the title, that was a awesome gesture. I would say I give it 75% approval. Too many downtimes in the match, if they were tired, or I don't know. But the pacing could have been better. But there was a lot of people getting thrown through glass, and like Ziggler. Oh my God! I'm like, goodness, he looked like a rag doll. He got thrown through that thing. But Mark Henry did his thing. I think it was a suitable stand-in for Mark Henry. But other than that, it was an okay match. Nelson, your thoughts?
Well, basically, I thought the match was alright. It was a pretty standard Elimination Chamber match. I just found it funny how intentionally Sheamus clogged up his door so he can get out a little later to have an advantage in the match and be more fresh among the other wrestlers.
Freaking cheater.
Now, of course, Ryback and Ziggler were the fan favorites of this match.
I thought Ziggler was going to get it.
But Ziggler has been getting screwed over as of late. I don't know why they're holding that guy back, man. I really don't know. He's a very excellent performer. People are already calling him the next Shawn Michaels. Like,
oh, they've been saying that.
They've been saying that. He needs a shine in the light. Rusev, let him take a fucking break. That's fine. He's been working nonstop for the past year and some change. He could use a fucking break. R-Truth was in there as a joke. So
he's just a filler role or a jobber. I mean, hell, you know what? Honestly, you could have stuck Adrian Neville in this match and put R-Truth against Mr. Bolieve, but booking was just a little off with some of these folks. You know what I mean? Because you stick R-Truth in there, when has he had a title? Outside of the tag team stuff, I mean, goodness gracious, he's just there. He's just there. He's not like trying to, reach for the brass ring and get to the WWE title status. Like, why are you sticking him in such an important match? He took a slot from somebody on the coming up. You know what I mean? They just.
That's very, very true. But Ryback did win the match. Very big ups to the big guy, because if it wasn't,
he deserved it.
Yeah,
he deserved
if it wasn't Ziggler, Ryback was going to take it. And mind you guys, if you've been paying attention, initially by script, they was going to make Sheamus the new IC champion.
But he already had it though.
Because he already dropped the thing with Daniel Bryan, but they changed it last minute because a lot of fans started to suspect, like, oh, this is going to be like a job match and Sheamus was going to take it like very easily, but Ryback took the place in that instead. And I think he actually does deserve it.
And you know what? Well. I wanted to say something about Ryback. He's a class act. The way CM Punk was acting like an unprofessional wet pussy, ripping this man apart, I'm glad he got his justification and right due with this. Even if it's just the IC title for now. Ryback to me has somewhat improved in the ring. He's not as Neanderthal style. You know what I mean? He's flowing better. Not perfect, not like Cena or anything, but he has come a ways since his title opportunity when he was undefeated. He was on that Goldberg track, and for CM Punk, they let CM Punk break that undefeated streak. You know what I mean? Like, if Ryback was such a fucked up individual, if the guy, he would have been complaining about that. But no, He took it. He said, "Hey, my time will come." And I'm glad that he got that. And then Daniel Bryan presenting the title to him in the way that he did. Awesome. I love a sportsmanship. Ryback was like, "No, yes, yes, yes," and I was like, "No." Daniel Bryan did defeat me more for him. You know, good job, Ryback. Good choice, WWE. And I'm glad that Ryback decked Sheamus the way that he did. That was like, that's believable. That's believable. Sheamus is a strong motherfucker. You know what I mean? So you got Ryback who can match him, and then he just outclassed him in that ring. Awesome job, WWE. All right. So anything to conclude with that, Nelson? Or
no, we pretty much summed it up. Ryback did his job. He outperformed very well. He was doing, like I said, he deserved it. It's been a while since he held the title.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a very long time, so I think he can take the charge.
And before we go into this final match,
Yes.
you're gonna see a lot of memes post John Cena losing. It was similar to the Undertaker streak being broken. People were just like, you know, you had the little girl with the John Cena shirt, just like in shock that, you know, her hero got beat. So I'm just saying it's gonna be interesting.
In the kids' eyes, yeah.
Yeah, you know, their hero got beat.
But last and final match, WWE Championship between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, which I have to say was a really good match.
Now, you want to know why it's a good match? Because the Shield former Shield members have that in-ring chemistry with each other. They trained, they did. Like, for instance, when you had Dean Ambrose going against Roman Reigns, that was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very good match. And for those who like, oh, Roman Reigns is this and da, you put Roman Reigns in somebody that knows or have good chemistry in the ring, they're gonna bring out the best in each other. You know what I mean? Dean Ambrose was doing this thing, Roman Reigns was doing this thing, and it was on SmackDown, one of the past SmackDowns, if I'm not mistaken. Hell, that was an excellent match, pay-per-view caliber. Some people, it's subject to opinion, but I believe that, man, those three definitely making an impact on the company, and they're gonna be really part of the future in the direction that WWE goes in. Now, with that, you get the same type of match here with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, and man, they went at it. It was, you know, your traditional leaning back into the ropes, clothesline, turn around punches, and all kinds of good stuff. But Seth Rollins, if he's gonna go for that, you know, similar to the Red Arrow twisty thingy, land a move every time they're getting out of the way. If you know, just stop doing it. You know what I mean? He only connected the one time in the triple threat match with Cena and Brock Lesnar, and okay, that was awesome. When can we see you hit the move again? I'm just saying. Other than that, J&J Security constantly getting involved. Then Roman Reigns is banned from ringside, but yet Kane can come out there. This is it getting stupid. You know what I mean? However, there was an interesting end to this, very controversial, and for those who hadn't seen, you know, the results on WWE.com, I'm just gonna let Nelson go into that, and then we'll ping back and forth because it was just really fucked up how things went down. But Nelson, your thoughts on the championship match?
My thoughts were just, it's crazy. It was a better match than the John Cena versus Kevin Owens because of the in-ring performance between both of these wrestlers are just
they
amazing.
Know each other. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like, I don't mind when Dean Ambrose goes to the turnbuckle and he, like, you know, pops back and he does the fucking clothesline and shit. But he oversell that. He did that shit like 7 times.
It's like a fireball, Hadouken.
Yeah,
Hadouken.
I'm like, dude, what else do you have in your fucking arsenal? But the match went very long. I didn't like the fact that, you know, Triple H had to push back Roman Reigns and let J&J Security and Kane still be out there present to still help him, you know, with like the initial interference. And then, while the match was getting good, something happened. The referee got knocked out. And apparently
Seth Rollins pulled the referee, and Dean Ambrose was on the top ropes, came in, Seth saw it, and he pulled the referee, boom, got knocked out.
and he got knocked out. But then Dean Ambrose still did his finisher. He got the pin. A secondary referee came in and counted 1, 2, 3, and supposedly Dean Ambrose was claimed the brand new WWE champion.
And the crowd went crazy.
It was like, wait, are you serious? Did he really just win that? Like, is this too good to be true kind of scenario? So,
and it was.
So now, with that being said, I am actually going to show you guys something that I just saw that's now on Instagram, and I will make a highlight of it now. I'll keep talking as this goes on. So apparently, we thought that Dean Ambrose won, and he's celebrating mad hard, and then the other wrestler is arguing with the main wrestler. And so we're like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, I mean, this has to be, whatever. So then apparently they reversed the decision. Dean Ambrose still technically won, but he won by disqualification.
Because the referee that got knocked out said, "Oh, he came to all of a sudden."
Yeah.
How many times has a second referee came in and counted the fall and was good?
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is getting stupid. Like, the writers, Triple H and whomever that are doing it this way, it's like, damn it. This story is like, we're selling a story. I don't like this story. I don't like this story. This is like worse than CM Punk at the time where he was always depending on outside help, hiring the Shield and so on. This is like just blatant, like, damn, you're taking away from Seth Rollins' appearance to be a dominant in-ring performer. Like, he's become this chicken shit. That's what the character has become. Like, a fucking wet vagina that just can't fight his own battles.
He relies on other things, and this is the picture what we saw when he heard that the decision got reversed. So I'll show this for a real quick glimpse. This is the picture that he got shown, and it's all over fucking Instagram of his face getting blown up. He's like, ah! His eyes is cross-sided. His mouth is open. He can't believe the decision got reversed.
Really, Nelson? Really, Nelson?
But the comments,
wow.
The comments are funny though.
I'm done.
This one
it just
girl,
goes, you like that, right?
This one girl comment said that this only happens when the girl sucks the D and tickles the butthole.
I knew you were going there. Unbelievable.
So that's the picture. I'll take it off camera now, but that was the picture when he won the match.
Oh yeah, they reversed the decision, and he freaking, wow. Why he look like that though? He looked like what was that? A young Jesus lookalike. Edgy approved. Yep, thumbs up, buddy. Oh my God, what was he thinking? It looked like he busted a nut or something. Like,
that's what the girl was mentioning on the Instagram. It was like, that's what happens when you get your wiener sucked and you get your butthole ticked. I'm like, what?
Wow. All in all, it was an exciting match. I just wish that they didn't come and reverse the decision like that. But then Dean Ambrose started getting blown up. They started jumping him because they were trying to steal the belt back from Dean Ambrose. And I believe he is the champion. There's no way, he should not have been stripped of it, or I wasn't even stripped or by that loophole. But you see, the conclusion of this match, you've seen it many times before. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart. Stone Cold would stun the ref. Another ref would come in. Stun that. But whoever that last ref was, that decision stuck. You know what I mean? So, it's just unbelievable. But again, what people don't know, this is a bigger plan to somewhat indoctrinate Roman Reigns. Because you got an undeserving champion like Seth Rollins, the opportunist, the sellout, the money in the bank, opportunist that, screwed Brock Lesnar over. And I also think when the time comes upon Brock Lesnar's return, because he has a guaranteed rematch, that storyline between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns will resurface. Because the way they were building that was building up to be like, an old 80s, 90s, the underdog versus an unstoppable beast. And, it was like something out of a movie script. So I think there's a bigger plan, and Seth Rollins right now is just that fill-in champion for now until everything falls into place when upon Brock Lesnar's return. So, Nelson, what are your thoughts?
Well, right now, I just hope that they give Dean Ambrose his actual title shot, because again, why would you make him go through all this trouble promoting that he's fucking crazy and shit like that, but he legitimately won the title.
Yeah.
And we've seen wrestlers get knocked out. We've seen a whole bunch of times when the referee would come out as a secondary and still captivate the win. Why fuck up this moment for him? But then again, as you say,
we got trolled. We got Rick rolled on that because we were like, "Oh, Dean Ambrose won," and then all of a sudden, this referee is like, "No, yeah, he wins, but by disqualification." And like, what? Come on. You know, I can't with these freaking loopholes and bullshit and all of that. But it's just an average Joe, Alex Lexus, giving my thoughts. So. That's all I got on this match, Nelson.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm pretty much tapped out. Dean Ambrose still has the championship as we speak, and on Instagram he just left. He just literally just left in the car with the title.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Roman Reigns was there to help him when he was getting beat the hell up when they were trying to take the title back. You know, but you notice the crowd didn't really boo Reigns in this event because he was protecting Dean Ambrose. That's his buddy. You know, so I think that, you know, little by little they're working their way, and you know, they're planning it and work out the way that they wanted. But that goes to show you do not rush a good thing. You know,
that's very true. But also, did you catch that one thing before we stop this? Did you catch the moment when they both was out getting interviewed, and he's like, "Did you get the ice? Did you get the beers? Did you catch that part?"
No.
Roman Reigns had said that to Dean Ambrose before they started talking about, like, "Oh, I'm gonna be there in your corner and, you know, help you."
Oh, yeah, I missed that segment. I was doing laundry.
So that segment indicated that Roman Reigns still understands. So does Dean Ambrose. The title's not switching over, but they're still gonna hang out after the show.
Yeah.
And they kept it legitimized. Like they're secret coding shit now for us viewers to let us know, like, okay, this guy's not gonna win. Okay, this guy's not gonna win. And as I caught that very well, I'm like, did he just really not give a shit, knowing that no one was gonna win and still gonna get drinks? Like,
yeah, I didn't think Seth Rollins was gonna drop it at this pay-per-view. I think a title change is gonna happen at one of the major four, either a WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, or Survivor Series. That I don't think. And plus, another thing, if you guys didn't notice, pay-per-views have become more frequent, almost like every 2 weeks. They're like, what the heck is going on? We got this. Now we have freaking, Money in the Bank coming up? You know?
2 weeks.
I'm like, what's going on? Oversaturation, WWE. Make us want to see the next pay-per-view. I'm like, damn. You know? If you do too many pay-per-views, it's just going to be like, how can I make a good analogy? You can have Raw and SmackDown as your special moves. Then you have these mid pay-per-views as like your EX moves. And then your big pay-per-views are your super moves. Don't burn out your meter, WWE. That's just all I got to say with that. But what was that, Edgy Chambers? It really... you probably missed something in there, but yeah, I thought Elimination Chamber was gonna be a major pay-per-view type thing, but it's one of the in-betweeners. It's definitely the in-betweeners. So with that, that's all I got. Nelson, anything in conclusion?
Excuse me. In conclusion, it was a semi-par pay-per-view. It wasn't like super good, but it had,
I give it
like
a B minus.
It had a lot of potential towards it if some wrestlers didn't, slack. It would have been better, but
yeah, it was nothing compared to the last pay-per-view. Craziness, man. They're just craziness. That was a tough one to follow, but we'll see how Money in the Bank works out. So with that, New Gaming Order fans, Edgy Scopes, thank you for checking us out on the chat. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. We do this after every major pay-per-view, so you're always invited to check us out on this channel, NewGamingOrder.com. And we're doing bigger and badder things. And, again, for the wrestling side of things, we want more people to be on the podcast to participate. All right, so we gained a new staff member who answered the call. Khalif. So this goes to show you we're not bullshitting. You do something for us, we'll do some good things for you guys. We can use some wrestling staff podcasters, so it'll take the weight off of me and Nelson. But with that, that's all I got. Anything before we go, Nelson?
Just to relate on that, we are taking submissions and applications for new members to join the New Gaming Order, whether, as what Alex said, to take over particular topics, so we don't have to overstress our bodies. Like right now, I have a fucking headache because I've been doing so much behind the scenes work. It's driving me fucking insane.
And we've been streaming a lot. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. But we need someone on the wrestling side. We need someone on the mobile side. And we need someone to still pick up within the weekday side of streaming. If you guys would like to fulfill those positions, you can always private message myself or Alex on the Twitch channel. You have emails, and we also have Facebook. So we have multiple ways of getting in contact. So hopefully you guys could submit your submissions, and we'll talk to you guys and see what we can do.
All right, and without further ado, we out like the Juggernaut bitch. Make sure you check us out during the week on our streams and our gaming podcast every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, 5 p.m. Pacific, and we'll see you on our next podcast. Peace.